We've just passed the 2nd anniversary of Shane MacGowan's death, and for the first time we've concrete confirmation on how his musical legacy is going to be handled. Victoria Mary Clarke, Shane's wife, gave an interview on RTE Radio 1, the Brendan O'Connor show, over the past weekend, where she confirmed that a massive tribute album is officially in the works. But here's where it gets a wee bit interesting, but also just a little bit confusing. There are 3 different Shane MacGowan projects floating around right now, and I want to break down exactly what is coming, what is missing, and who is involved, just to make things a wee bit more clear as to what's going on. First is the big news from this weekend, right? Victoria herself confirmed that a tribute album is set for release next year in 2026. She revealed there are already 30 artists working on songs. This is absolutely massive, honestly. Now, I looked it up as well to try and see, was there any other tribute albums that are on par with that? There's a few that kind of surpass it, not really tribute albums as such, right? But the Paul McCartney tribute album had between 30 and 40 artists working on it. So this will put it on par with that. She also described the lineup as a mix of American, English and Irish musicians. She wouldn't give out any names now, but she was saying that some are very obvious and some are not obvious. So she's going to leave us guessing. But there was one specific name she dropped that tells us a lot about the direction of this album. But before we mention who that is, who would you like to see working on this tribute album? Throw your thoughts down in the comments there. But anyway, she explicitly said she's pursuing the Belfast hip-hop trio Kneecap to be on the record. If you follow Irish music, you already know Kneecap. They're political, they're controversial, and they're incredibly energetic. Victoria also said that even when Shane was ill, he was absolutely fascinated by them and compared their energy to the early years of the Pogues. So I think it's safe to say that this album isn't just going to be slow, sad ballads or something like that. It sounds like they're trying to capture the punk energy of Shane as well. Now, since she's mentioned 30 artists but haven't really given out any names, we're going to have to speculate a little bit. The biggest obvious name here is likely Nick Cave. He was one of Shane's closest friends and visited him constantly. Another massive name that just popped up in the news this week is Bob Dylan. He was actually in Dublin just a few days ago at the end of November there. And as well as that, he performed A Rainy Night in Soho live at the 3 Arena. It does feel highly likely that he might be involved in this project as well. But then you have the not so obvious choices. When I was trying to make a guess of who these might be, my mind turned to the people who are currently touring with the remaining members of the Pogues. People like Grian Chadden from Fontaines DC, or Lisa O'Neill. They are already singing Shane's songs live, so I think they're natural fits for this studio album. Now, this is the part that often confuses people. The tribute album I mentioned is just other people singing Shane's songs, right? But there is another album, which is a lost solo album of Shane singing himself. Before he died, Shane spent 7 years recording 15 tracks with the Irish band Cronin. Johnny Cronin had described these recordings as Shane's version of the Johnny Cash American recordings. We know this album is finished, and we know the vocals are done, but as of right now, doing this video in December 2025, there is still no release date confirmed. So when you hear rumours about a new Shane MacGowan album coming out next year, make sure you know which one it is. It's more than likely going to be the tribute album which we mentioned at the beginning of the video. Finally, if you want to hear their music now, you don't have to wait for the album. The remaining members of the Pogues, Spider Stacey, Jem Finer and James Fearnley, are going to continue touring next year. They've just finished their runs in the UK and North America, right? But they've officially confirmed that they're taking the tour down under in March and April in 2026. They will be playing dates across Australia and New Zealand, kicking off in Fremantle on March 25th and wrapping up in Auckland on April 11th. Since they don't have Shane, they're bringing a touring party of guest vocalists, and the lineup for this 2026 leg is fantastic. Dara Lynch from the band Lankum, he's going to be bringing that dark drone folk intensity that fits perfectly, as well as John Francis Flynn, another incredible modern Irish folk artist. And backing them is still the Pogues supergroup lineup, featuring Jim Sklavounos from Nick Cave's Bad Seeds on drums, and James Walburn from The Pretenders on guitar. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand, this is your chance to see them live next spring. So it looks like 2026 is going to be a massive year for celebrating Shane's life. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this myself. What about you? Let me know down in the comments if this tribute album is something you're looking forward to as well. Who would you like to see on the album, given there's still a few question marks around it so far? So yeah, thanks a million for watching. Drop a like on the video, and if you're a fan of Irish music, hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss any future videos. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you all have a great day no matter where you are in the world. Slán go fóill. Cheers.